Welcome back. I told you it was going to be a reaction video next. Unfortunately, if you've been following my videos, I had the traction control fault that kept coming out that was kicking the Haldex out. So I've got to the bottom of it, and it is the Haldex and the Haldex problem. I believe it's just down to the clutches. I think they're just worn out, and I think they're blocking the pump up a little bit. It was somewhat on my list anyway to do upgraded clutches on the Haldex, so it's just brought it forward a bit. So we're going to get the Haldex out. I believe you can just take the Haldex part off. I've only ever changed them as a complete diff in Haldex, but I believe you can take the Haldex part off without taking the diff out, so you don't have to drop the subframe. I'm not 100%, but I will give an overview as I've done that. But yeah, I've got an upgraded clutch for it that's come from Poland. I'll show you it in a minute, give a little overview, show you all the gaskets and everything I got. But yeah, the main part of the video is going to be the Haldex off the car, building up with the clutches, showing you. I've never done it before, so I'll be learning as I go along and showing you like what I find. But yeah, let's get you in close anyway. Let's have a look at the clutches that I've got from Poland. I think it was called Topol Garage or something. You can get them on eBay, and I'll give an overview of what is different with them and everything. But yeah, let's get cracking with it. Let's have a look at them.
Well, I'm just going to do a real quick overview because obviously I'm going to go over all of this again as we build it. I have misplaced my tripod, so I'm going to have to just do it by hand. Get some fudge with it. But basically, these are the clutches. So you get two extra frictions and 2 extra plates. I will have to double check it as it comes out, but I believe it's the steels are thinner, so the actual depth of all of it is the same, but we'll check that as it comes out. And then here I've just got obviously filter and the cap that covers it. This is for the controller, it's just like a new seal and stuff. And then this is for the pump, so 2 new O-rings for the pump, the little gauze filter there and new bolts and stuff. And then this is just a big O-ring that seals the actual Haldex to the 4-wheel drive unit. So yeah, I just want to do a quick overview. Obviously we're going to cover this all again when we're building the Haldex, but I thought I'd just show you quickly. So I'm going to go take the Haldex out, and then I'll give you a quick overview of how I took it out, and then we'll start building it. Right, so the Haldex is out. I have took the controller out this side. It's just 2 little Allen keys. Pretty self-explanatory. That's where the filter is. I'm going to take the pump off as well, which is here. Let me just turn this over so you can see what it looks like. So this is what it looks like. I'm not 100% sure how you get to the clutches yet. If you look in here, there is like a bit of a circlet there, but it's not really... See, there's like a gap there, but I'm not too sure if you can get that out. I don't know if you're going to attack it from the other side, because you can undo this nut here, which I'm guessing then would slide it off. I have to work that out. I think I'm going to start by taking that nut off, sliding it out, just so I can make sure which way you're going to attack it from. But I will be taking the pump off as well, because I want to clean that out. So I'm going to take the pump off, and we're going to undo that nut, and then we're going to start stripping it back. Like I said, unfortunately, I haven't got my tripod, I can't find it, so I'm just going to have to keep jumping back and like taking you through it as is, because there's no way I can prop it up and get the angles right. So I'm going to do that, but what I will show you first is, just to show you on the car, that's what it looks like on the other end. So obviously there's a spline in there where it goes on, and then the spline on the outer bit, that's where, so obviously you've got the clutch between it. It does just unbolt straight off. It's a bit awkward because I had a lot of corrosion around there. So it's a bit awkward, but yeah, essentially it's just prop shaft. I had to take my exhaust off. I took the complete exhaust out, so it was just easy on mine. Your one's going to depend on what you're doing, but exhaust out the way, prop shaft off, just one plug. The other wire goes round to the pump, so you just got one plug, and that's it really. And then just 4 bolts, 4 16mm bolts, and then you just got to keep levering it, just try and go around it as best you can rather than cocking it over. But yeah, add some corrosion around it, but it's pretty easy to get out, to be fair, other than it getting stuck. But if you can see how it works, so obviously your prop shaft would go on here and then come around the other side. Obviously you got the splines in there, so this spline inside is controlled by the clutches, so this will just freewheel inside it. So but yeah, well, let's get it stripped down. I'm going to get the pump off, I'm going to get that nut off, I'm going to see if we can get that out, and then I'll jump back on as I work out how we're going to get to the clutches. Right, so I've stripped it all down, and you do not need to go this way by the look of it. So obviously that shaft goes through there, and then obviously the flange goes on it. But after stripping it down and having a look, so there's that shim there, and then there's these bearings here. These are all sitting on top of this. But as you can see from this side, there's no way of accessing the clutches. I just wanted to take it apart because I wanted to see for myself how it works, and I wanted to make sure you didn't attack it from this side. I just thought I'd show you quickly, so if you are doing this, you don't necessarily have to take this out of the housing. You can just leave this in. It just must be, you must have to try and get to that circlip with a pick. But I wanted to double check it, so you don't need to go this route. I just thought I'd show you quick there what it looks like, and just cover the fact that you don't need to go this way. There's nothing really there other than them sets of bearings and some shims and stuff. So I'm just going to kind of build that back up into there, flip it over, and then we'll tackle the clutches. Right, so I've got all the clutches out, got it down to just a basket. Just want to cover a couple of things. So I'll probably show you when I put it back together. One of the most awkward things is this circlip on here that holds everything in. It's kind of just flat on each end, and it's inside that ridge, so you can't use circlip pliers or anything to get it out. So that's probably one of the most awkward things I was trying for a while. But what I did was actually had a screwdriver in one end, and then you want like a hook pick like that on the other. So these are kind of back to back, so that's that way around like that, and then the flathead's in behind it. So you're using the flathead to stop it, and kind of pivoting against the back end of the hook. So you're kind of getting it in there, and then levering that way, levering against the small little screwdriver. And like that, after trying for a while, I did manage to pop it out. It is annoying because I haven't got my tripod. Otherwise I could have covered it a lot more, but I'm having to keep picking the camera up. But yeah, most of it self-explanatory. This piece goes in the center, down the center of the clutches. I didn't actually build this back up. I actually left it as it was. I took all them bits out. The only benefit of doing it this way is if you see all these, I'm trying to hold it, all them little gaps there, that's where they have like these rollers. So that kind of puts pressure on it as such, kind of holds it against. So when I took that apart, what I had was this had all the clutches and everything had more slack in. It made the top more loose. So if I was going to do it again, I would still I'd leave that in and try and do it just with it in. I wouldn't take it down to this. I wouldn't take this out of there. But because I'd already done it, I thought I might as well just do it like this. So now I'm going to go over to the clutches, and I'll show you what's the upgrade. See, this is weird, right? So one of the things I've noticed straight away is, so this has got this one's got 2 extra plates, which I'm guessing they've done it from the side. So if you let me come down, so yeah, obviously you can see this one's got more plates. It's got 2 more plates in this one. Looking at it, it's due to thickness. So these ones are thicker. But I was having a look. This one, it doesn't look too bad, but it's some of these, it's the actual clutch parts don't look that bad, but the plates are dark. And when I was actually stripping it down, there is a lot of little bits and almost like swarf in the oil, which I'm guessing is rather than, it's weird, usually you get clutches wear, it's kind of almost more than the clutches wearing, it's like it's wearing the plates out. And a lot of these, I don't know how well you'll be able to see on there, but a lot of these look scraped. See that? There's almost like scrape marks and wear marks. And they've all got this like gold edge to them. And I don't know whether it's hard to tell, but I mean, it does look worn. It's not kind of as bad as I thought it was going to look, but they've got a bit of a colour to them, like the dark. See, that one looks quite dark. It's almost started to go blue. So whether this will be just my problem or not, I don't know. But yeah, back to the thing that I found was weird. Right, if you stand this back round, right. So if you look at it, obviously this is the original clutches. So on the friction ones, it has the teeth on the outside, and then on the plate, it's then got the teeth here with the gaps. I'll show you in a minute what the gaps are for. But this is the other way around. So the teeth are on the inside on the friction, opposite way around, and then if you look on the plate has got the bits on the outside the same as the friction. So these are the opposite way around. Let me just get the bit that it goes over. So see on here, so obviously usually you would have the plate, and then the gap goes where that part is, like that. Whereas on this one, it's actually the friction that goes like that, which is weird. But yeah, I don't know why it's a different way around. I don't know if that's maybe a modification or whether he could only find them that went that way. I don't really know. But nonetheless, I'm going to start cleaning stuff up. I'm going to clean all this basket out, and then we'll start putting the clutches in. Right, so that's it. All the clutches are in. It's self-explanatory. So let me take, actually it doesn't matter because I've got this one over here. Right, so obviously it's kind of hub bit in the centre. For a start off, this circle up here, do not take that out. It doesn't need to be taken out, and I've just struggled like fuck getting it back in, because this is like it's like a pressure ring where it's kind of concave, so it kind of keeps pressure against the circlet. So yeah, it's an absolute knob to do. So you can see this gap on the clutch, that just has to go where that part is, and then obviously, actually that top one's different. Let me just put one of these up. Right, so obviously on the plate now, the top bit just aligns with the outer bit of the basket. And then these, just the easiest way is if you align that there, you should basically have a tooth either side with the gap in there like that, and then just drop it down like that. So they're all just the same, doesn't matter which way you go around, they're all the same. I had a look at them. So you just start with, there's a metal piece at the bottom, so you just do friction plate, obviously all the way up until you get to this, and then you have this top plate here that goes on. And then you've got this part that's got like a bearing in it that'll go that way down, and then you get the circlet back in. So yeah, I'm going to build that up now, and then I'll jump when it's built back up. But yeah, we're getting there now. It's pretty much done. Right, so that's it, built back up, the nuts back on. I put a dropper Loctite on, I've tightened it right up, cleaned everything down, so the clutch part's all back on. And I've built all these bits ready to put back on. So there's a controller, it's got new O-rings everywhere, it's got a new gasket here, it's got new bolts on here, I've got the oil filter and the new cap, everything's lubed up, all the O-rings and stuff. The pump I've cleaned out, it's got 2 new O-rings, 2 new bolts, and it's got a new gauze on the end, so everything's fresh. I've also got a new O-ring on here, so it's a new O-ring, that's all lubed up ready. So yeah, all I've got to do is put the controller, the filter and the pump back in, build that all up into one, and then put it back in the car. So let's get it. So that is it. The pump is on, the controller's on, and we've got a new filter inside. Everything is ready, it's all lubed up. As well as that, cleaned all inside there, it's nice and clean. Yeah, that's it. So I'm just gonna slide it in now. Gonna do the oil, fill it up, and then we'll see if it works. Let's see if we've got 4-wheel drive.
Right, so that's it, moment of truth. I filled it with oil. The only thing that's not on is the exhaust, so it's going to be loud, but I just wanted to try it quickly. So we're going to start it up now. I'm going to turn the traction off, I'm going to put it in drive, and let's see if the back wheel spin. works. I don't know how well it works on the road. I'll cover that in another video. But that's it for today. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.